Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we'll talk about null coalescing and null coalescing assignment operators. These operators are used to quickly assign default values when working with nullable types. Okay, before we proceed, let's briefly explain nullable types. In C#, most value types such as int, double, bool, etc. are non-nullable by default. This means that we cannot assign a null value to them. For example, if we declare an int variable and don't assign any value to it, unlike strings, the int type has a default value of 0 instead of null. By appending a question mark after a value type, in this case int type, we create a nullable type. This allows the variable to hold either the underlying value type or a null value. You should know that we'll talk about nullable types in detail in the intermediate course. Alright, let's continue. The null coalescing operator lets us set a default value or an alternative expression when a value is null. This is the syntax of the null coalescing operator. Here, the nullable value is something that might be null, and default value is what we use if nullable value is null. To better understand, let's show you some examples. In this one, the name variable is assigned a null value. When we use the null coalescing operator, it checks if the name variable is null. And since the name variable is indeed null, the value unknown is assigned to the display name variable. Here, the city variable is assigned the non-null value New York. The null coalescing operator checks if the city is null. And since the city variable is not null, the value of the city itself, which is New York, is assigned to the selected city variable. Let's dive into VS Code and show you some examples there. Okay, let's declare two variables named x and y and assign null to them. As mentioned earlier, we cannot assign a null value to a variable of type int. To make it nullable, let's add a question mark after these types. Now, let's chain multiple null coalescing operators. Okay, in this example, the first part checks if x is null. If it's not null, the expression evaluates to the value of x. But if x is null, it evaluates to the value of y. And as you can see in our case, since x and y are null, this expression evaluates to null. Okay, the next part is null, null coalescing operator, and 0. Because the left side is null, it evaluates to 0. So the value of the result would be 0. To confirm that, let's display the result in the terminal and run the application. As you can see, we get 0 as expected. Alright, now if we set y to 10, what will be the value of the result variable? Let's run the application to see what happens. Okay, we get 10 as the result. Alright, the null coalescing assignment operators assigns a value from right side to the left side, only if the left side value is null. This is the syntax of this operator. To better understand, let's show you some examples. In this example, if the number variable is null, the value of 10 is assigned to it. Otherwise, the existing value of the number is retained. And since the number variable is null, 10 is assigned to the number variable. Okay, in this case, if the name variable is null, the value John is assigned to it, and also to the another name variable. But since the name variable is not null, its value doesn't change, and also its value is assigned to the another name variable. To confirm this, let's display the value of these two variables in the terminal. As you can see, we get the expected result. Alright, now if we set the value of the name variable to null, can you guess what the values of the name and another name variables would be? Okay, let's run the application once more to see the result. As you can see, we get John as a result. Because the name variable is null, its value would be John, and its value is assigned to the another name variable. So the value of these variables would be John. Okay, done. See you soon with another lecture.